All right, let's get out our Bigfoot checklist and get going with this one. Large, elusive bipedal creature. Check. Creature of gigantic stature. Also check. Body completely covered with hair. Another check. Having 13-inch footprints. Check again. Scared cows in mid 1800s Arkansas. Oh, check. Okay. Everything seems to be in order. Let's get this thing going Arkansas style. The state of Arkansas, well, it has literally the perfect ecosystems to support a creature like a Bigfoot. Let's see, there are its thick forests and mountainous areas, also swampy lands and plenty of rivers and creeks. It really does check all of the environmental boxes that need to be there. And the area itself is very rich with encounters. For instance, the earliest recorded sighting took place in early 1840. Oh, no, brain cramp. Uh, 1846. And that was in the Crowley's Ridge area of eastern Arkansas. Now, descriptions of the creature from that encounter included such things as tracks measuring 22 inches. His toes were as long as a man's fingers, and in height and make, he was double the size of an average human. So, with those things in mind, let's get into the story. The Adams Sentinel from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, dated June 2nd, 1851, a wild man of the woods. And it's also interesting to note that this particular story was printed in papers from Pennsylvania to Ohio, Arkansas, California, even British Columbia. So it really did have nationwide attention. The story begins. The Memphis Inquirer gives an account of a wild man recently discovered in Arkansas. It appears that during last March, Mr. Hamilton of Greene County, Arkansas, while out hunting with an acquaintance, observed a drove of cattle and they were in an apparent state of alarm, evidently pursued by some dreaded enemy. Halting for the purpose, they discovered as the animals fled by them that they were followed by an animal bearing the unmistakable likeliness of humanity. He was of gigantic stature, the body being covered with hair, and the beard with long locks fairly enveloped his neck and shoulders. The wild man, after looking at them deliberately for a short period of time, turned and ran away with great speed, leaping from 12 to 14 feet at a time. His footprints measured 13 inches each. This singular creature, the Inquirer says, has long been known traditionally in St. Francis, Greene, and Poinsett counties, Arkansas, both sportsmen and hunters having described him 17 years since. A planter indeed saw him very recently, but withheld this information lest he should not be credited. Until that is, the account of Mr. Hamilton and his friend placed the existence beyond cavil. A great deal of interest is felt in this matter by the inhabitants of the region, and various conjectures have been ventured in regards to him. The most generally entertained idea appears to be that he was the survivor of an earthquake which destroyed that region in 1811. Thrown helpless upon the wilderness by that disaster, it is probable that he grew up in his savage state until he now bears only the outward resemblance of humanity. So well authenticated have now become the accounts of this creature that an expedition is organizing in Memphis by Colonel David C. Cross and Dr. Sullivan to scout for him. And that was the curious case of the wild man of the woods, a giant hairy mystery leaping through Arkansas like a cryptid on a mission. Was he a relic of the 1811 earthquake or maybe an untamed man of the forest? Possibly the 1800s version of Bigfoot just trying to live his best life. But hey, if you're ever in Greene County and spot a tall, shaggy figure leaping past cows, maybe just don't follow it. Just film it. For science, of course. Until next time.